perfect. At some point, children, I'm going to figure this board out. So, don't worry. I need that. Ready? Part where you say yes. Alright, with story problems, right? Low green. Story problems, and these specific story problems have fractions in them. Children, fractions, mind you. Maybe you've heard about it. Guess what I'm going to tell you, that when you see a story problem with a fraction in it, I'm pretty predictable with most things, especially this one when it comes to math. Story problems with fractions. Oh, you hurt me. You hurt me deeply. Jaden, nothing? Dun, 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 dun. Maddie. Well, you're not going to write out the whole story problem, but you're on the right track there. Not necessarily write it out, Isabella, as to. Yes, and I like to say with this, sketch it out. Because you don't have to draw, like if we're talking about money, you don't have to draw like coins and things like that. Sketch it out. Especially with fractions, you are going to draw fraction boxes. Life becomes so much easier when you draw fraction sort of boxes. Let me give you the for instance here. 2/3 of the 12 musicians played guitars. 2/3 of the 12 musicians, what? Played guitar. By the way, with that one little statement, there's a whole world of stuff that we could figure out there. We know how many musicians there are, right? Right. We know 2/3 of them played guitar. What else do you know? How about 1/3 of them did what? Well, 2/3 played, then 1/3 didn't play, yeah. So I could answer a couple questions there, but this one is, how many played guitar? And I'm not asking you to draw guitars. I'm not asking you to draw musicians. But we are going to draw a box that stands for musicians. So here we are. Here is our box. How do you draw a nice box? Always pick your pencil off the paper. You get the nice square corners. This is how most of you do it, because you just try to do it fast. And that's not much of a box. Look how nice that square corner is there. Tip for the day. I think I told you that, didn't I? All right. What does this box stand for? Well, it stands for all the musicians. How many musicians are there? This box stands for 12 musical people. Okay. What is the fraction I'm looking at? 2/3. So the bottom number of the fraction tells me what? Lainey Kavar, the bottom of a fraction, what we call the denominator, tells me what? Bottom number tells me, Emily, how many, Elijah? Well, I'm missing one word though. Yes, I think you all are on the right track, but I need to have one word there. Grace?
How do you need to divide the box?
Yeah, but you're still missing that one word, Jillian.
How much you separate?
Yes, but you're still missing the one word that I'm looking for. How about this? There, I've separated it into 3 pieces. That's not what I want. Kate?
Equal.
How many equal? Equal. And obviously with your sketch it's not going to be perfectly equal, but at least you'll get close. 1, 2, 3. 3 equal boxes. And then you say, okay, well if I take 12, and I'm not cutting musicians in pieces, I mean a person in a piece, but I'm taking a group of musicians. And I cut 12 into 3 equal pieces, how much will each box stand for? Take 12 divided by 3, Maddie, I get
4.
This is 4 musicians, this is 4 musicians, this is 4 musicians. And then I look at the top number, which happens to be 2. So this part right here, this part of my 3, 2 of my 3 are musicians, and how many is that? 4 plus 4, we have 8 total musicians. wait, who played guitar, right? Sorry. Got carried away with that. What does this box stand for then? This, if these are the ones that played guitar, then that box there is the, Emily?
The other.
Ones who didn't play guitar. 4 didn't play guitar, 8 didn't play guitar. That's for my fraction, 2/3. Terrible box there. So guess what happens if you don't draw the boxes?
Get one wrong. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, if I collect your paper, what happens? I won't do sentences yet. I don't do sentences unless it's openly defined. How about this, children? Let's go a little deeper here. What percent of a whole circle is 3/5 of a circle? Now I know because it says circle there, you're tempted to draw a circle, but the only thing I don't like about circles is sometimes it's hard to cut circles into equal pieces. So you can still draw a square to represent a circle. Here's my circle.
It's such a good circle.
It's a nice looking circle, isn't it? What does this whole circle stand for though? Remember on my other one I put 12 musicians? This whole circle stands for what? What am I cutting into pieces in this case? Besides a circle, don't say circle. It stands for how much percent? The whole box is, the whole thing is, if you get, what do you think? 100, yes. I am taking 100% of a circle, a whole circle, and cutting it into 3/5. So, what does the bottom number, Brooklyn, tell me?
5.
What does it tell me though?
Oh, what does it tell you?
Thanks for repeating the question. That's a good way to, it's a good way to answer slowly so you can think about it. The number 5 tells me, just
How
going
many
to,
times it is cut equally?
there it is. How many equal pieces I'm cutting my circle into, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm cutting my 100% circle into 5 equal pieces, which means each piece will be worth, can we do 100 divided by 5, 5 equal pieces, Isabel, is, what, Isabel?
20.
Right. Each piece is 20%. So if I have 3 of those pieces, what percent am I talking about? 3 20% is, Jaden, think hard.
3 times 60.
Yes. So, you know that 3/5 of anything is 60%, whether it's 3/5 of free throws, whatever. What's 1/5? 1/5 is, Lainey?
20%.
2/5 is
40.
40%. 3/5 is 60%. 4/5 is 80%. Now you're squawking, little chickens. How about this? I'll let you do this one. What number is 4/5 of 60? Not percent, just 60. Where that percent came from. I'll let you do that. What number is 4/5 of 60? What number is 4/5 of 60? And again, you're going to draw a box. We don't really have, you could just make something up. 60 what? Doesn't really matter. Apples, bananas, pizza. Taiwan. This box stands for 60 of something, we don't really know what. And I'm cutting it into fifths. Now, if you can't do that mentally, ladies and gentlemen, you will have to actually do a little bit of work. If you take 60 and cut it into 5 equal pieces, you will get what? 12. Each piece is worth 12. What is 4/5 of 60? Riley, you have 4 of those 5 pieces. 4/5 is
46.
close. 48. 4/5 is 48. What's 3/5 of 60? You just had 3 boxes, it would be, Danny?
36.
36. If it was 2/5, it would be Jade. And if it was just 1/5 of 60, it would be Grace.
12.
12. Is that not the easiest thing you've ever done? Notice how I said that? Is that not the easiest thing